have the amazing Susanna Mittermaier, who is on with us now. Hi, Susanna.
Hello, ladies.
Hello.
How are you?
Happy?
You can't be happy.
I
You're
know,
a
it's so wrong.
psychologist. That makes no sense.
I know, it doesn't. In a world like this, how can you?
Exactly. Well, Susanna's coming on to talk about her incredible book, Pragmatic Psychology and Advanced Pragmatic Psychology. Practical tools to be crazy happy, which I just want to start off by saying, how can you be crazy happy if you're talking about psychology?
Right?
Do they live together in the same world? What is this? What
Now
inspired
they
this?
do. Now they do. If you do dramatic, no. If you do pragmatic, yes. So it's like, we live in I'm sure you guys have noticed, like you guys listening, pretty insane world. And the question is like, how can you be happy in an insane world? Well, easy. It's really interesting how most of us haven't been taught that to be happy is actually a choice. No matter what your past has been, and this is something that, so normal to think that whatever has occurred in your past, whether it's ages ago, like decades ago, or just 10 seconds ago, seemingly being something that can weigh you down, rather than knowing, okay, whatever occurred in my past, however long ago it is, or however short ago it is something that doesn't have to weigh me down. It's something that I can use as a possibility, as a jumping board, as a resource to jump into something I'd actually like to create. And that's the pragmatic perspective rather than the dramatic perspective, which tells you you don't have choice. You cannot be happy unless you have a reason to be happy and a justification to be happy. But the pragmatic approach is like, hey, do what works, even if you seem wrong in other people's eyes, even if you seem crazy in other people's eyes, because, what I've seen with so many people, including myself, is like, what if that crazy or the thing you call crazy is actually what the world requires to move forward more than ever? And it's like Dane said before, it's like, it's more than ever something that's possible to be part of people's worlds, to actually let sink in that whatever they think is crazy about them is actually could be a resource if they allow it to be. Julia, you wanted to say something?
I just wanted to say, I love the way that you are distinguishing between pragmatic and dramatic. Because, I know I'm a drama queen, born and raised, I wear the crown. And I really use that drama to destroy myself, to hurt others, and to really make my life not work out. And when I started to get more pragmatic, it's like things really started to get happier and lighter, and things in my life just started to work. So I just wanted to kind of ask you a little bit more about that amazing distinction between the two.
But if you are a drama queen, what if you enjoy it?
Yes, that was the next thing that I wanted to talk about. You're psychic.
Right.
You're so
it's
psychic.
Like, when people hear something, okay, I should not, okay, new rules. To be conscious, I'm not supposed to be dramatic. I'm supposed to be pragmatic.
Yeah.
That's not like, that's just another, let's judge some more.
Exactly.
Let's be some more dramatic. No, it's actually, when you have a fun time being a telenovela on legs, do it, go for it, but then really like enjoy yourself. And the only thing that is limiting is the judgment of whatever you're choosing to do or create your life as. Like, it's only you going, I should do something else. I should be more this. I should be more that. I should be less of this or that. That's the only thing that, weighs you down or puts you into limitations or reactions. When you go, you know what, it's a telenovela day today. Let's bring it down, and you just enjoy it. That's also pragmatic, Now that might not make sense to your brain. Like, she said this. No, it's like, if you do what works for you, you being pragmatic. And if you're having a drama telenovela moment, go for it, enjoy it. And if that works for you, fine. That's not like, it's like, that's not something that will destroy your life. Whatever you enjoy is not destroying your life.
Can I bring up an example of this? Because this is, so I was doing drama in my marriage. Drama, 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 drama. Fighting. And Gary, who we saw a few episodes ago, if you guys are just hopping on, said, well, why don't you join a community theater? And I was like, why do I need to join a community theater? But I know enough to listen when he says something. So I joined a community theater, and I got to do all the drama and dramatics and working with kids and being on the stage and drama. And I started to displace the drama from my marriage into drama in community theater. So that was pragmatic psychology. I still got to be the drama queen, but I moved directions of the drama.
I love it. That's so brilliant. Absolutely. Great way to do it.
Yeah. And I think the thing that's fascinating to me as well about, this topic, but just generally what the book really covers is this sense of you don't need to fight yourself anymore. Like, you don't need to fight. It's like, if you enjoy the drama, enjoy it and acknowledge that you enjoy it, and that's okay. And if you are going to be brilliant like Julia, then actually put it in another direction where it's fun and you can really enjoy it. And to me, that's not something that I ever would have thought psychology was about. I thought it was about fighting my own mind to twist it and turn it into something that it isn't.
Exactly. But that's traditional psychology is still a lot about, how do I behave? How should I walk, talk, and chew gum? Basically, what's the right way of doing everything? According to whoever made up those rules, I don't know who that person is. Probably many, very ruly people. But it's like, it's very interesting that is what psychology became, because that's not what it was in the beginning. Like, from the beginning, it was like, okay, what do you know? What are you aware of? Like, what capacities do you have? And then later, psychology was twisted into this, okay, let's all, not be different. Let's all be the same. And this is a right behavior. That's a wrong behavior. That's a normal way of being. That's an insane way of being, So what else is possible if it's not about that? And if it's about empowering, what if psychology now, again, could be about, hey, what do you know? What are you aware of? How would you like to create your life? Rather than, giving people oftentimes unspoken rules about what's a right life, what's a good life, what's a wrong life. Like, there's so many unspoken things we're supposed to have on our checklist. It's that you have to have a relationship, job, this and that, like, almost like there's a point system, like, okay, I have a relationship, okay, 10 points. I have a dog, a cat, okay, that's 10 points. Dog, 10 points. It's like, what's like really, really like strange world we live in. But what if we move into a question of, hey, how would you like to walk and talk? What's your way of creating your life? And that's something that I love about this work. It's, what is true for you? If all of us would have more clarity on what's true for us individually, nothing and no one could ever stop you, because you would not doubt yourself. You wouldn't second guess yourself. You would just have total clarity in, okay, what opens up my world? What makes me feel lighter? And that's something we all can practice. Especially now with everything being so crazy around us, it's so easy to just go and, dive into insanity because everybody else is doing it. Oh, I'm supposed to worry about my future. I'm supposed to save money. I'm supposed to this. Okay, that's what other people do. But then there's no question in, okay, that's what other people do. What's true for me? What now am I aware of, and what future am I aware of? What's actually required right now to do, to be, to create where I would like to go, even if no one else is going there, even if I'm the only one going there. And that's something I'm practicing. That's something that I'm inviting people to practice more than ever, because you're going to have a power. You're going to have an unstoppable power when you know what's true for you. And it's not promoted right now. I mean, if you go on any social media thing, there's like these underlying things that tell you this is how you're supposed to pose. And look, I mean, it's so funny. We were at the beach yesterday, and it's like everybody's like posing, you know. Like,
can you
not
do
even
that again?
anymore. Like, there's like everything is looking through a lens, you know. And let me just do a video and let me post it so other people can enjoy my life that I'm not even enjoying myself. It's like, it's such a strange world. But if you do posting, but also go, hey, in these 10 seconds right now, how would I sit? How would I, move? How would I listen? What would I hear if I choose what's true for me? And if you start like to go down that road and be more present with yourself every moment, every step of the way, you're going to have a whole new world opening up, like a whole new level of being and also receiving. Like the universe can actually talk to you. You know, the universe can talk to you and tell you, hey, maybe go there or talk to this person. You ask for more money. Okay, cool. So, you feel a slight pull over to that person and you talk to them and they show you a new possibility or whatever. You get a new idea. But that's like if you make a new choice of, even if you have no idea right now what I'm talking about, you go, what? I know what my feet is saying. I don't know what I want. Start asking for it. Start like, what is true for me? If I would live my life the way it works for me, my pragmatic life, what would I choose right now? And then go from there and watch your life getting miraculous.
Wow. Like, Susanna, you are somebody who walks your talk big time. Like every time I see you, you're creating, you're moving forward, you get more of you, happier. So are you asking these questions? Like what questions you're asking? What's true for me? What is my pragmatic reality? Like, how did you really start to, I mean, maybe you've always been this way, but like, how did you start to really choose and create your life and be really different than the people around you?
I think a big part of it is like the book title, Practical Tools to Being Crazy Happy. Like the happy part, like it's for me more a how do you say in English? Prioritization? No, that's not a word. Like prioritizing.
Yeah. Prioritization. I don't even know if that is a word. A priority. You could just say it's more a priority.
Yeah. So just like if you imagine you have a GPS and you put like happiness in there or joy or ease, and that's basically what's in my GPS. And then anything that's in that direction of ease and joy and glory and, space, anything that has that feel to it, I go for. And then it's not about being perfect. Thank God, I tried that. Not working, not fun, not leading to that GPS destination. So it's not like about finding proof that you're in the right direction. I have to be happy all the time.
No,
that's just another set of judgments. It's like, even if there are like moments of something contracting my world, and my partner who lives with me, he knows that. It's like, I don't settle with this. I'm like this. I like myself too much to stay with anything that's not that space and ease. So it's like let's go for whatever is ease. So when there's something contracting in my world, something that bothers me, that seems to bother me, and that seems to be about me, and I'm taking it personal, I go and stop. Okay, stop. And I did this even when I worked in psychiatry as a psychologist, and I was writing the book, the Pragmatic Psychology book, and I was just starting to open up my world to more awareness. And I would be around people who had all kinds of diagnoses, and I would feel their world, and I always thought it was mine, so I tried to keep by myself and shut down away from the world, so I could like have me and find me again. So I would love to be alone. I would be in the woods. I would not be with other people a lot. When I grew up, I was like, with so much information, and I didn't know it wasn't mine. I didn't have that tool that we have now in Access. Who does this belong to? So my coping strategy was to, shut down from the world. But when I learned that thing like the most things that bother me are actually not mine, it's awareness, everything changed. And that's where I started to realize I can be around people and I can be happy. My only choice is not to shut down. It's actually to open up and to receive more. And whenever something is contracting, I make a timeout. And when I had a job that I was employed in psychiatry, I would go to the toilet. I would go to the toilet and say, okay. And people would think I had diarrhea because I, went to the toilet so much in the beginning, because I was just learning to be and have space being around people. And then I would just go, okay, now, everything that's not mine, let it go. What's my reality? And I would just be like, connect with my body again. And I would ask, how much space can I be? Like, how much can I just reach out, and how much space can I be to have total ease with whatever's going on right now? And I would just ask questions and questions. And then I would go out of the toilet, and I had space and ease for 5 minutes. And I would go, contract again. I went to the toilet again, asked some questions, used some of the tools that are in the books, in the Access books, had space for 10 minutes, went to the toilet again, used the tools, had space for 20 minutes. And this like went on ping pong here and there. And after like, I don't know how long, I could be that space like a day, days, weeks. And then the moments of contraction, it just went shorter. But it's not like you just read a book or do a class and bam, it's all like perfecto amore. It's really working on it. It's really using the tools. And I haven't been so diligent in school with my schoolwork, but with these consciousness tools, I am like on it all the time. So it's not just like, oh, she's just happy all the time. Yes, she is, but she's also choosing to be it and working on it and using the tools. And then, but it's not work. It's like, it makes so much sense that it doesn't feel like work. You're like, why would I bother with heaviness when I can go for ease? Yeah. Pretty easy choice.
And you talk a lot to Susanna in the book about, how change can be easy and fast, which is, I think what you're speaking to here as well, because so often we think that if you've had difficulty in a particular area for 20 years, you're going to have to peel the layers of the onion for another 10 years in therapy. And one of the things that you said that I pulled out is you are not your problems, your thoughts, or your feelings. You are so much more. And you do not have to understand why you have problems or what causes them. Would you speak a little bit to that? Because as Julia said, like you being somebody that does really walk your talk, it's very obvious that you are not trying to figure out why you have your problems, but you're making a different choice. Could you just talk us through that a little bit?
That's a really, 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 really great question, because like all of us growing up in this world, what have you learned? If you think about it, if you think about the problem, if you think about a difficulty, that's the way to change it. If you understand it, that's the way to change it. Well, is it? And if you look at the situations, like all of you guys listening, if you look at the situations where like, oh, this and this person said this to me, why did they do this? You're just going into the dramatic mode again. If you try to fix a situation and go, why is it like this? What did I do wrong? What should I have done different? Or you had a conversation and go, oh, I should have said, why did I say this? I should have said this. Like, notice like that strategy is not wrong. Question is, does it really give you more space? Because after, like, if you just get the energy after all of these attempts, all of these strategies, what's your space? Are you like, okay, I understand it now. Oh, it's all different. Or like, oh, okay, I think I understand it. I kind of like have a cognitive conceptualization about it. And I can categorize this emotion, this feeling, and the thought. But then I'm still like a raisin, I'm still like, I'm still like contracted. It's not like, oh yeah, like that, the space, the ease and the joy and the thriving of it, which is actually where we want to go. Like, if you look at it, what's the purpose of even like want to change something from contracted to something else? To understand it, to have a better conceptualizing whatever of it, or to have a different way of being, a different way of walking through the world, where something comes into your life, something that you didn't expect, somebody said something, or a situation showed up that you didn't expect, you were hoping it would not show up, but then it showed up. And then you go, okay, rather than understanding it and making it logical, you go, okay, cool. What choice do I have now? What if I, rather than, the thing is, if you try to fix it, you actually keep it away from you. Anything you try to handle or fix, you actually avoid it. That's like the misunderstanding with understanding and fixing and handling. Like, if you get the energy of, I try to fix something or handle something, are you receiving it, or are you just like, okay, handle it over there? Gone, be gone. That's avoiding. That's like trying to brush it away. But anything you try to avoid and brush away, you actually like, look what point of view you have. Do you have the point of view, I'm powerful, or do you have the point of view, oh, this is more powerful than me, and my only choice is to brush it away? If you instead receive it, even if it's something yucky, something you wouldn't like, if you lower your barriers, and go, okay, what gift is this to me? I don't see it right now because I judge this negative, but I don't even have to go from negative to positive, because that's even cognitive stuff. If I, however yucky it seems, if I just like embrace it, if I just lower my barriers, allow myself to be vulnerable and just let it go through me, allow myself to receive it, how, like, what gift can this be to me? And I have an example. So years ago, that was many years ago, when I worked in psychiatry, one of my jobs was to do neuropsychological testings, which means the doctor says, can you check if this person has this and this diagnosis? And then my job was to do like all these tests, these psychological tests. And then afterwards, write a, like, do the evaluation, and then write a little report on the, summary on the person's, the test results and the diagnose, and, recommendations of what they can do. And so I had this, like, all these wonderful, crazy people, doing tests and so creative answers. I love it, but it didn't get any points, So I had this person, they had a not so fascinating IQ result on their test, but they were really creative. They're really fun answers that didn't give them any points. And so in my evaluation, I was writing about, their creativity, because they had really creative answers. They didn't get points, but that is also valuable in life, right? So I wrote about this. I was a fairly new psychologist. And then one of my colleagues, she came into in my room, and she said, how can you write this? You have to tell them that they have to face their weaknesses, and then try to deal with them, and you write about their capacities, and that's so wrong. And I'm like, well, my first response was like, I wanted to fight, and then I went, okay, in a split of a second, what's that going to create? Okay, no, not really. So what else? What choice do I have? Lower my barriers. What if I receive her anger? What if I just let that go through me? And I stood there, and it was the first time I did that in my whole life. I just stood there, lowered my barriers. I let her anger go through me, and I went, wow, this is like an energy shower. This person just gives me so much energy. I'm like vibrating, come on, bring it on. Like, what else? What else do you want? I didn't say that out loud. I'm just like, had the, way of being, just bring it on. And then she didn't, like, she was very confused by that. She expected a different reaction. And she just turned around, left, and this was never talked about. And this is for the first time when I realized nothing can hurt you unless you have the point of view that it does. Nothing can really weigh you down unless you think it does. If you receive it, if you just like allow everything that shows up to be a gift, if you receive it as a possibility, then it can contribute to you creating a different future. And that's one element for me of being pragmatic, you know, the practicing of receiving everything, especially the things that you think are horrible, and receiving them. And they always show you something, you know, they show you an awareness of what you're not, like how different you are, what's true for you, what works for you, what doesn't work for you. And it definitely opens up your world every time you receive more.
I love that story. Wow. Wow. Like nobody can do anything to you. Nobody has any control over you, only your choice to react.
Yeah. And now, like, it's such a wonderful, like right now, so many of us are realizing, wow, what if reaction is not my only way to go through life anymore?
Yeah.
You know, like, what if there's a different way of, what if I can be so crazy happy, so different, that I can have ease when other people think they need to react? New reality.
That's so awesome. Snekahant says, I'm loving what's coming up in this space. You answered her questions. Thank you for sharing this example, Susanna. Very inspiring. People are really grateful for your story. So thank you so much. That's awesome.
You're welcome.
Is there anything else, Susanna, that you would want to share about this book? Anything that, you know, people who are looking at it that may, you know, because for some people, they may think this definitely applies to me. For other people, they might think psychology, you know, like where is that relevant to me? What would you say?
Well, these tools, like the book is, it's funny because so many people read it, not people who have, there's actually less people who do psychology who read it, and more people are just like, how can I have a more easy life? How can I be more of the crazy difference that I be and not hold myself back anymore? And there's like parents, teachers, like my hairdresser, she reads it. There's like so many like people are just like, I want to have a new way of navigating through life. Like, how can I make things work for me in all areas of my life? And then also, of course, people who are practitioners of any kind who use the tools in their work.
So awesome. And you also wrote the Advanced Pragmatic Psychology, which is one of my favorite books because there's really crazy stories in here and really crazy tools in here. So I just wanted to mention this book too. We didn't have, I mean, I think we talked about pragmatic psychology as a whole, but you and Gary co-wrote this book together, and it is a great gift. So I just wanted to mention that it is a possibility out there. It's kind of every story and every topic, from tears and hysteria is one topic to, you know, being a stepdad, to all kinds of things. The topics are amazing. So I really just
parenting, pragmatic business, like, you know, even marketing. It's like really all over the place.
It is all over the place, which is what I love about it. That's right. It's all over. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Susanna. Oh, I love these tools. And it's just like, what a gift that, like, I really like what you said. Like, you're like, I like myself, so I take care of myself. So I use the Access tools. I do the things that are going to make sure that I'm not stuck. And I think that each of us can really take that and run with it and go, you know, I matter to myself. So what tool can I use? How can I be facilitated? What questions can I ask right now to actually change this so that I can continue to be me? So
absolutely.
I love it.
Thank you so much.
Thank
you. And as a quick reminder, oh, please. I'm just getting very excited. I was going to say, as a quick reminder for anybody watching, you can find all of these books on accessconsciousness.com. So please go and check it out. Thanks. Thank you again, Susanna.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Mwah.
Mwah.